Jonathan Majors is arrested. Producer Victoria Alonso is fired. Phase 4 movies are underperforming. What is happening with Marvel Studios and how is it affecting the comic market? MegaCon, C2E2, and Mocha Fest are all happening this weekend. We got your scoop on what to look out for and what show you should be attending. It's Jeff, but who is Jeff? We'll find out this week. All that, plus I have a giveaway for tonight's show. See you all on the pull list. Excelsior.
What's up, everybody? How we doing over there in the YouTube land, in Facebook land, in Twitch land, and every type of land that you're in? What's going on, DJ Links? How you doing, my man? How's everything? We got the rock on. Yep, that's right. Earlier I said hi to Steve. We got a good guy watching the show. Happy Monday. Yep, that's right. We're here in the Izzyverse. Josh, how you doing, man? I didn't catch you this weekend, man. I missed you this weekend. I saw you Friday, but didn't see you the rest of the weekend. So how's it going, man?
Hey, it's going good. Hope you had a good weekend.
Yeah, you had a good weekend?
Yeah.
Anything exciting?
No.
That makes it a good weekend. Dude, I had a blast over at Big Apple and King Kong, man. I even got my King Kong t-shirt right there. Look at that. Look at that, baby. Nice to journey. This is beautiful. I also got a DJ Links t-shirt, so I'm gonna give my shout out to DJ Links. I didn't wear it today because I wanted to make sure I wore my King Kong shirt. So, dude, did you catch any of the videos of all the comics I picked up?
No.
Dude, you have no idea all the stuff I picked up, man. It's like a stack like that.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, and I didn't spend more than $100.
Okay.
You see, I told you should have gone, especially King Kong, man. You would have gone crazy in King Kong, man. So go check out that video. Check out those videos. Again, it's a videos, a whole bunch of books we picked up, and stuff like that. So I mean me. I picked up a whole bunch of stuff, man. Anyway, we got a lot to talk about this week because a lot of stuff happens, right? You know, at the end of the show, you always ask yourself the questions like, what are we going to talk about next week? And then something happens, and now we have something to talk about, right? So, have you heard the news, Josh? What's been going on?
Which part? Which news?
The big news of the week has been what's going on with the MCU and Marvel Studios as a whole, man. What's going on with Marvel Studios? I think that's the big deal. Like we got Victoria Alonso. She gets fired. She didn't quit. She got fired. Right? You got low performing. Phase 4 movies are low performing. We kind of knew that one already. And then just this weekend, we have situation where our Kang, our villain that we're supposed to build this whole phases off of, is in a situation where he gets arrested for assault, and so a whole bunch of other stuff, man. What's your thoughts on all that's going on?
I mean, look, it's very clear that someone made a pact with the devil in order for the MCU to get this far. So you know what? It all balances out in the end. No, I don't know. I mean, look.
What's up, nerds? How you doing, man?
Well, let's take it one by one. Victoria Alonso. So a lot of people, I'm sure, have no idea who Victoria Alonso is, and are just now finding out since she's been fired. And what did she do? She was essentially in charge of the visual effects at Marvel Studios.
But that's not why she got fired.
That's not why she got fired.
That's not why she got fired.
Well, we don't. There's always things that happen behind the scenes that we'll never find out due to the nature of NDAs and so on. And there's always three sides to every story. But The immediate question is this going to impact the visual effects of Marvel movies moving forward? And does
Yeah,
anyone
the
really
direct
care?
answer is the real answer is no, it's not, right? However, she got a lot of people thought she got fired because of situations with the visual effects and things like that. That's not the reason why she got fired. She got fired, and largely because even though she was warned numerous times, she ended up producing a movie called Argentina. And it wasn't that she got caught. I think she purposely got caught in the Oscars for supporting this movie. And why is that a big deal? Well, it's no big deal to support a movie. It is a big deal when the movie is being funded by your direct competitor. So it was it was a breach of contract, and that was really the reason why she got fired. And she was, as it was told, she was warned time over time over time over time, and she pretty much said, I'm okay. I'm in a good place. I can do this." And she probably is in a good place, and that's probably why she did it. So she wanted to support, and I guess she supported. And then see ya, see ya, Victoria. In the case of Jonathan Majors, yes, I hear that the charges were dropped, and that is true. The charges were dropped. However, there's new information coming out as we speak that apparently he does have a little bit of a history. So,
What are we, TMZ? Come
yeah,
on.
I know, TMC, right? That's right, TMC here. So I just got a message from cbr.com, right? I'm trying to find the message now. Of course, it's lost. CBR says that there are numerous people that are claiming that he does have a bit of a history in some way. But you know what? At the end of the day, man, DC Comics, DC has Ezra Miller. I guess Marvel has Jonathan Majors, but it sucks. It does sucks. You know what I mean? It stinks. But that's what happens when you're in the spotlight, I guess. All eyes are on you. Especially him, that he's doing movie after movie after movie after movie. So he's been in the spotlight for quite some time now. So let's see here. I could find this. I'm trying to see if I can find it. There it is. There it is. After his arrest, multiple filmmakers are claiming Jonathan Majors has been known as an abuser for a long time. That's not going to sit well.
We'll see. I mean, Ezra's still coming out, right? They haven't canceled him yet.
Oh no, he's been canceled. It's just that they're letting the season ride. You know what I mean? It's like, what, we're gonna let the season go all the way. And once, we already know the season's been canceled, but I guess people do crazy things. You ready to talk about some comics, man?
Sure, let's talk about comics.
Let's talk about some comics. All right, let's do this. All right, so you know how the show goes. We start off with key collector comics. We got the trending 20 that are coming out that are already out, and there are numerous books in the trending 20. Some books are, holdovers from the previous week, but some books are just there, man. Like this Captain America 606 during the heroic age that came out back in 2010. We got a nice cover of Baron Zemo. I really do want to see this version of Baron Zemo. That's the version I really, 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 really want to see. I felt like we were getting there, but then they pulled it away from us. What do you think? Do you like Baron Zemo?
Baron Zemo is great, but are you saying like you want to see the purple mask in the MCU?
I want to see the I want to see the the fur right here. You know what I'm saying? I want to see the whole. I want the whole thing, and I do want to see the mask. And we did get the mask briefly, right? What's up, Arelis? Kenneth. Hi to Izzy, not to Josh. Okay.
I'm chopped liver. No, I don't think we'll see the purple mask. If they're not gonna do the Wolverine mask, they're not gonna do the.
Oh no, I think we're gonna get a Wolverine mask. I think it's happening.
Okay.
I'm counting on it. I think Deadpool will give us a Wolverine mask. There is word that Sabretooth's now in the movie, and
Okay.
they're bringing this guy back. All
He's
right,
a
so
mutant.
so the purpose why this book is in the list is that there's speculation that Janice Lincoln, the daughter of Tombstone, is going to be in Daredevil Born Again, which causes this book to have a little spike, nothing crazy. Our next two books are Star Wars titles, so of course I can let you talk a little bit about them. Talk about Star Wars canon, Kanan, the Last Padawan, issue 10, and Star Wars Republic, issue 65. What's the significant meaning behind those two books?
These are both first appearances that are escaping me right now. But
So,
Kanan is from Rebels.
Mhm.
Just to get that clear, and that second one I can't really see it.
The Republic, or it's just Republic, not the Republic.
So that's gonna be a prequel era book.
Mhm.
Somebody who might be in a show or whatever.
Yeah. So with Star Wars canon, it's the first appearance of Fen Rao, a Mandalorian who once clashed against the rebels, but eventually became an ally. And then with Star Wars Republic 65, you had the first appearance of Clone Commander Bile and the Barriss office. Oh no, Offeen. Right?
Barriss Offee.
Offee?
Yeah.
Offee.
So Fen Rao could easily show up in Mandalorian like next episode.
Yeah.
That's all set up. The other stuff, maybe in Tales of the Jedi, whatever they got coming out soon. But Barriss is dead, as far as we know.
Yeah.
Actually, I take that back. We don't know what happened to Barriss Offee yet.
Was it an off-camera kill?
So it changed in before Disney. It was one thing, but now we don't know what it is.
Channel member Cole's Comic Clan, what's going on, my man? Got some good stuff heading your way really, really soon. So I'm excited about that. All right. So there you have it. There we go, Seth. Seth 11, what's up, man? How's it going, man? All right. Our next book is Thor 31. This is a variant cover by Russell Downerman. Really, it's just because of the cover. It's just a cool cover. You have different versions of Thor that are in this book. This book is demanding about $30 right now. It's a 1 in 25. Came out a few weeks ago. Speaking of Sabretooth, here's the first appearance of Sabretooth. Iron Fist issue number 14. Rumor has it that Sabretooth will now be in the next Deadpool movie alongside Wolverine. And I'm happy because we have no idea what happened to Sabretooth. Like after the last one, I don't know what happened to Sabretooth. Like you give me Logan and we don't get no answer of what's going on with Sabretooth. It's like, hey, Sabretooth somewhere.
Because he has the same healing factor, right?
To a certain extent, yes.
So he's like just as old, or he's supposed to be.
He's supposed to be older. He's older. He's older like a couple of months. Well, a couple of years. Not that much older though. So, but Iron Fist 14, a book here that has the first appearance of Sabretooth, man. A demand of $600. Not bad, actually. It's actually pretty fair for a title like that. Of course, true to my heart, as you know, Fantastic Four 67. First appearance of him that would later be known as Adam Warlock. This is one of those books that when you look at it, it's like, okay, everybody keeps talking about this being the first appearance of Adam Warlock. It's really a cameo. The cocoon opens and he comes out and he leaves. And we don't see him again for another couple of years from what I remember. So that book is in the list, of course, with the hype of Guardians of the Galaxy, which I do believe this is the movie that it's either going to make it or break it for the MCU as far as how, their future goes. If Guardians of the Galaxy does not perform well, I think Marvel's going to really have to do some work about their upcoming slate. That's my personal opinion. Right. Next book on our list is Gears of War issue number 1. This came out back in 2008. Again, they announced a project in Netflix. This is really just a video game adaptation. So people are looking for this book here. Another book here that's been on the list before, Static, not Static Shock. Static features the first appearance of Static Shock. Now, in this comic book, as I recall, he went by the name of Static. Static Shock was from the cartoon. They named him in the cartoon Static Shock. I wonder why. Do you know if there was a reason behind that?
I'm sure. No, I don't know the reason. I think they're. I'm speculating, but something about I don't know. They just liked how it sounded for when they said the name out loud for the show.
Like Static. Now they gotta say Static Shock.
Well, we got to ask them next time we see them.
You know what I'm saying? You know, so you got that book. Of course, they're excited because back in 2020, it's a couple of years ago, Warner Brothers and Michael B. Jordan announced that they were going to produce a Static Shock movie. I don't know what James Gunn got to say about that. Is it going to happen? Do you see it happening within the next 5 years?
Yeah, but not with Michael B. Jordan. I can see Gunn easily saying, like, yeah, let's do Static Shock, but it's going to be on his terms.
Yeah, so you don't think Michael B. Jordan's going to be involved anymore? He's still one of the hottest actors out there.
If Gunn feels like, yeah, we got a story where Michael B. Jordan's going to be the best casting, then sure. I don't. Maybe.
Well, could it be another situation like Dwayne Johnson, like Dwayne the Rock Johnson with what he did with Black Adam, and now what we hear what he did with Shazam? If you get Michael Jordan, you think there'll be a little bit of tampering going on there?
I mean, I don't think Michael B. Jordan has a track record of trying to have as much creative control as The Rock has shown.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I wouldn't say that's likely to happen, but I do think everything at DC is in Gunn's hands now. They've given him a blank check, so to speak. So if he doesn't want someone in, they're not going to be in.
Yeah, and you never give a wrestler creative control. You never give a wrestler creative control. That's the finger point of doom. All right, if you guys watch wrestling, you know what I'm talking about. All right. Our next book here is another book that people are excited for because there is an upcoming project that is, I don't know, it's secret, but it's kind of like peeking out. And that is Super Surfer issue number 3. This goes way back to 1968, the first appearance of Mephisto. For those of you who don't know who Mephisto is, tell me who he is, Josh.
I mean, good for y'all. Like, you're not missing much. Because that means you have no idea about One More Day and One Moment in Time. But,
God, you have to bring that.
Mephisto is essentially the devil in Marvel Comics. He's very powerful. He's gone toe to toe with Thanos for like a moment. So that's Mephisto, and every Marvel show that comes out or Marvel movie, we're always speculating it's Mephisto all along. So,
but now there is rumor that Sacha Baron Cohen is going to be playing Mephisto.
It's just a rumor, man. We've been hearing this for years. Like, oh, it's Mephisto in WandaVision. Oh, it's Mephisto in Spider-Man. Until I see it, it's not real.
All right. Our next book here is a book that came out just a couple of weeks ago, and that's Shazam! Fury of the Gods special. The Shazam! Leaf Matter. Oh, why did they come up with a title like that? Yeah, cool. This was in the list. So I think Shazam, just came and left. I enjoyed the movie. I think it's a great movie to check out. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It'll probably be in theaters for like another 2 days or so. So why not? All right. Oh, by the way, guys, before I move on to the next slide, I want to let everybody know the giveaway for today. If you're not looking at the bottom of the screen, you'll say the giveaway for today is going to be #TheCons. We're going to talk a little bit about the conventions that are happening this weekend. So go ahead and put the cons for your chance to win today's prize, which is going to be, I'm going to give a trade this week. And that's The Good Asian, an Eisner Award-winning book. The Good Asian, nice book, beautiful artwork, man. So the cons, guys, put the cons over in the comments field. All right, let's move it on to our list here for 2020. And we're going to talk about another situation. Victoria Alonso. We mentioned Victoria, but one of the things that she mentioned, and I want to hear your take on this. All right. She made the suggestion that the term X-Men is an outdated term. And you know what? She fair to say, right? It's fair to say. But do you think we should change the X-Men and call them just the mutants?
So X-Men means, excuse me. What X-Men means to me is it's Xavier's team, right? That's why it's X.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess
No, it's
like,
extraordinary. Come on, you know better than that.
but
It's extraordinary.
his
That's
name
what-
also starts.
Yeah, I know.
But extraordinary starts with an E. You see, so it's very clearly
Extraordinary. He emphasized the X in extraordinary.
Sure. We all know it's about Professor X. He has a giant ego, so, and that's fine. But you know, I think the team that, if you read the X-Men books now, which I don't, but if you did, you would see that it has very little to do with Professor X anymore.
Mhm.
So I think I'm pretty fine with, you know, if you have a book set in the modern, the current continuity, to just have it be about mutants and not about X-Men. You know, you can still
Really?
do all your funny puns with
That's it.
executioners. And
Everybody's leaving the stream now, Josh. You
that's
just lost
cool,
everybody,
'cause,
man.
I mean,
I'm
you asked
pro
me for my
X-Men.
opinion about a book I don't read, so I'm just spouting off a hot take here.
You're one of those millennials, aren't you?
I mean, but again, like, I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you. Like, I'm pretty sure Professor X was alive, right? But I couldn't tell you for sure. So, you know, and then, you know, if you take it outside of the story reasons, is the X-Men brand very
TM Nerdy
strong
can't
right
vote,
now?
man.
I can't say it is. Like,
TM Nerdy,
like
you tell me. Did we keep
last-
X-Men?
X-Men movies have not even been named X-Men. They've been named Logan or Deadpool, I guess, is like the closest thing we get to an X-person movie. And then the movies before that had X-Men that name on it, like Phoenix and whatever, Apocalypse, they were not good. So
You saying the name X-Men is tainted?
I'm saying it doesn't hold the weight it used. It doesn't. You know, I think if you know, you grew up watching the 90s cartoon, if you grew up reading Jim Lee X-Men meant something. It was like if you picked up an X-Men anything, it was going to be good. I don't think that's true anymore. I don't think we have that confidence.
I think for what it's worth, I think the X-Men don't have the same aura that they used to have back in the 80s and 90s, right? Because in the 80s and 90s, the number one selling book of that era will always was X-Men. It was always between X-Men and Spider-Man, right? And it was really the core members of the X-Men. I think when what ended up happening to the X-Men is that it was more about other characters that no one cared about instead of this core group of characters. The version that you see in X-Men Adventures, which is the cartoon version, which is this comic book is about, that's the version that people want. People want Wolverine. People want Gambit. People want Storm.
Yeah.
People want Cyclops.
They're still making these books. They're making like X-Men 93 and Extreme X-Men and so on.
And we're gonna get a new X-Men series that's a continuation, which brings us to that next X-Men book that we're talking about right here, and that's 221. The significant impact about that book is that it's the first appearance of Mr. Sinister, who has been revealed to be the major villain of the upcoming X-Men cartoons, which I'm super psyched for. I love Mr. Sinister. Right now, we got Sins of Sinister storyline that's getting a lot of traction. People are really liking that story. Mr. Sinister is one of those characters that, you know, we have not yet seen in live action format. We had a tease of him in New Mutants, where right at the end we had Exus, and that's really his name, Nathaniel Exus. Exus, right? Exus, how do you say it? I'm excited to see him. I can't wait to see him live action. I think he's going to look a little different because his cartoon version, his comic book version is very metal. And I don't know how they're going to make it translated. I don't even know if they're going to go with the skin color. You know what I mean? Because he's almost Albanian-like in his skin tone, right? He's like white. Who knows? Very goth looking. So maybe he's a goth kid. That's it. You heard it here. Mr. Sinister's goth. All right. So we got that book coming up. Another book that's coming up in our list, we have here Marvel Premiere issue 26. This came out back in February 1976. It features the first team appearance and origin of the Legion of Monsters, which includes Ghost Rider, Man-Thing, Mobius, and Werewolf by Night. Where was this book at this whole time?
The dollar bin? I don't know.
It ain't no dollar. It's $250 going for. So it's very interesting book with all these characters. So I don't think there's anything really to talk more about what this book is about. It's just a whole bunch of cool characters put together in the book, kind of like a Defenders type book, but for monsters, and kind of like the Midnight Suns. So this is the Midnight Suns before it was the Midnight Suns. Features 2 of them, so that's interesting to look at. Another book that's on the list here, just because it's Silver Surfer #1, right? Silver Surfer, another character that we seen on live action form, but I do believe we're going to get back really soon. There are some rumblings that they're planning to do a short live action, show, like a special, kind of the same way Werewolf by Night with Silver Surfer. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like Silver Surfer demands like movie, but like give me how he became Silver Surfer. I think you have an amazing movie there. Zenlon, Norrin Rad, he makes a deal with Galactus, becomes the hero of Galactus. He can't see. Come on, that's like a perfect movie. Josh, tell me why they couldn't make this a movie.
I think that you need a nice, good budget for that. That's my number one reason. My number two is that people are burnt out on origin stories.
But this was so perfect. This is a true character that deserves an origin story.
I'm just trying to put my head in the mind of an executive who's actually got to fund this thing.
Yeah. Well, there's a job opening over at Marvel.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I don't know. To me, I'm not in a state of burnout. Like, bring them on. Keep spinning out these movies. I'm good. But obviously
what's up, Sam?
The sales, the ticket sales say something else.
That's true. That is true. Our next book here is Moon Knight Annual #1. Again, there's more speculation here. There's discussion that Moon Knight will have a second season. Right? It hasn't been confirmed, but it's kind of like in the air where we are with this. And if they're talking about the second season, it's kind of hard to see it from the image you see there. But that's an image of Moon Knight with none other than Kang himself, the Conqueror. And Moon Knight will face, if anything, Kang in the form of Ramatut. So, do you think this is going to happen now?
Moon Knight versus Kang? Well,
at Ramatut. They're both canon now. They're in the MCU.
That's a lot to ask. So I think I will say if Moon Knight joins the Avengers, then that will happen.
Yeah. But you don't think Moon Knight season 2 could piggyback off of that story?
To just throw Kang into Moon Knight season 2? Maybe?
Why not? Well, they're doing it with Loki, aren't they?
I mean, I want to see Moon Knight in Thunderbolts. So make that happen.
I don't think that's happening this time around. All right. Our next book is All-Star Superman #1. This is a retelling of Superman's story. It is classic Superman. It is the best version of Superman we've seen. It's an Elseworld story. So it's, if you read it, just go ahead, pick up a trade, read it online. I think it's a good choice. This book is super cheap. You could they made billions of copies of this title, so you could probably just pick it up in the dollar bin. That's how cheap. But now they're asking for like $8 high. I guarantee you could probably find it on eBay for like $5. But if you want to read the story, I suggest you could either read the full story, get a trade of the story, or pick up the animated movie for this. It's really good. Of course they didn't put the whole thing, but if you really want to read a good Superman story, pick this book up. Obviously, this book is here because James Gunn is using this title as kind of almost like a template for what Superman Legacy is going to be. It's not going to be, it's not going to be a direct adaptation. It's only going to be a template for the movie. So with Superman Legacy, who do you think is going to be the villain?
Good question. Could be Brainiac. Give us a good Brainiac.
I've been waiting for a Brainiac, but don't you think Brainiac is one of those characters that you want to like build towards?
I don't know if so here's the thing about Brainiac. You can reuse him because he's you know, he's sort of like Galactus in a sense. Like you can't really defeat him. You can only, keep him away for a little bit.
Or Ultron.
So
Ultron's like that too.
Yeah, like do a small Brainiac story in Superman Legacy, and then maybe he can be the big bad for some future Justice League.
What about someone like Lobo? Do you think? Because that's what people are talking about. Lobo showing up in Legacy, but I don't think he'll be a big baddie.
Yeah, not as the big bad. Maybe someone who fights and then teams up. Showing how Superman, his goodness can like convince anyone to be good.
Yeah, agreed. All right, so you have that. Our next book here is Daredevil 168. This is the first appearance of Elektra, a very popular story. No real big reasons why this book is in this list right now, why it's a trendy. It's always one of those books that people always want to reach out and get. So moving forward, we're going with Batman The Long Halloween issue 1. Of course, another one of those books that everybody loves to read. Is a great story. We recently had a animated movie that you should go check it out. This one is featuring the first appearance of Alberto Falcone, who's rumored to be in the Penguin TV series in HBO Max. Are you excited for that?
I am. But any Colin Farrell I can get, bring it on.
Colin Farrell as the Penguin, right?
Yeah.
Whoa, stay clear, man. All right. Another book that's coming out, talking about Batman. We're going to stick to the Batman universe. Batman 36. I said 60. I was going to say 60. 436. This is Batman Year 3. This is when they decided to put these big stories into the actual comics instead of making 101 limited series. This was part of it. So in Batman 436, you had Batman Year 1 is the first appearance of Tim Drake. I remember picking up this book, man, and I remember thinking this cover was crazy sweet. All right. What's your thoughts on Tim Drake? Who's your favorite Robin?
Oh man, who's my favorite Robin? I guess it's probably Damian because I'm a millennial. No, I mean Damian's, but guys, like Damian is seriously the coolest. Like Dick is like, he's just too vanilla. He's just like, he tries to do the right thing all the time. Tim is cool because he's the detective, and that part always gets like undertold as that part of that man. And nobody really likes Jason, I don't think, right?
And that's why they turned him into the Red Hood. Now they love him.
But again, like the Red Hood, he's got guns, but he doesn't kill anyone sometimes. Like, what's his deal? I don't know.
You have guns, but you don't use them.
I like, yeah, precisely. And then, but Damian's like, he's like, I'm Batman, but I'm better, and that kind of like, crazy attitude is cool, I think.
Yeah, I'm a Tim Drake fan, largely because when I started reading comics, this was one of those books that came out in '89 when I started reading, really getting into comics. Right, I started getting into comics in '87, so this book came out just within that 2-year span. And I immediately fell in love with Tim Drake. Jason Todd was like, no one likes Jason. He dead. Let's kill him off and all that stuff. So they killed him off. But then they quickly realized that that Batman needs a Robin. That's really what happened. Is like they realized Batman needs a Robin. And we already established that, Dick Grayson is off doing his Nightwing stuff. So he's not going to say, hey, let me go ahead and walk around with little short tights again. They said, no, that's not happening. Let's get ourselves a new Robin. That's where Tim Drake shows up. They get Tim Drake. Tim Drake turns out to be a really cool character. And like you said, with Tim Drake, he's the most detective out of all of them. So I personally am a huge Tim Drake fan. That's my favorite Robin. That's the Robin I grew up on. Damian's starting to grow on me. I'm not going to lie. Damian's starting to grow on me. I was never really a big fan of Damian, but he's starting to grow on me, so let it be. You know what I mean? And finally, our last book from the Trending 20 is Shazam! Fury of the Gods #1. This is a promotional giveaway that was distributed in AMC. It's all it is a reprint of the Shazam 1, the book that came out back in 2018. So if you go to AMC, you should get a copy. You should be able to get a copy. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of copies there, if you know what I mean, because no one else is picking them up. Go pick them up. I know they do that whenever there's a movie, a comic book movie, they usually have promotional comics to give away. Nothing really special about the book. It's demanding about $10. Don't pay more than $15. I'll tell you that much. How's this? Spend the $15 and buy a movie ticket and see the movie and get a comic, and maybe you could get more than one. What's your thoughts, Josh? You think that's a better way to go?
No, I mean, it's a no-brainer to me. I mean, you get a comic book, you get to see a movie, you might even break even. So
there you go.
sure.
Resell the comic, right? And you get your movie ticket back. Simple as that. All right. So there's your trending 20 for key collector comics. Let's move on. And now CBSI finally relieved, they got their books. And look at, speaking of Shazam, it's number 10. Right to it, right? And then we have number 9 is Batman One Bad Day, the Raja Ghul 1 in 100 variant. This is the cover done by Brian Bolland. Yeah, it's a fair cover to me. I don't think it's anything special about it. It's just he's looking at us. He's like, "Hey, what's up? What you gonna do about it? Look at my hairy chest." That's all it says to me.
It looks like a plastic man, a green plastic man from a distance.
I got a receding hairline, but the Lazarus pit's not fixing that problem.
That's a really good point.
You know what I mean? It's like you would think, right? If it's bringing him back to life, but yeah, he still has a receding hairline.
Maybe that's always been his hairline. It can't grow anymore.
So you telling me when Raja Ghul was like 8, he had this receding hairline already?
I mean, it's just science. Like you said, he's coming out the Lazarus was looking like that. So who can argue with science?
All right. Number 8 is a book that I definitely had a hunch that was going to be in this list. And we'll see it again in the list. And that's Deceased War of the Undead Gods, number 7. The book that nobody's reading, but everybody's picking up. It's so true with this title. This title, I think, has more variants that people want, and no one cares about what's inside.
I mean, Deceased has been over for a while now, right? Like we had a whole separate event and come after it. So like, it's over. DC, it's over. I think this was the last issue anyway. But guys, it's over. Yeah. Let the event end. Let
it end. They can't do. They still got Lazarus Project going on. We're gonna have that for at least 3 more years. So. But this is the Purple Rain cover. Everybody's going crazy for this Purple Rain cover. I went crazy for this Purple Rain cover. I got multiple copies of this Purple Rain cover. It's going for about $15 right now. So, cool. I'm down, right? Issue number 7 is Red Goblin number 1, the second print, the 1 in 25. Alexandra Lozano, right? It's a cool looking cover. Nice there, right? Again, second printing, 1 in 25. All right. You like more Goblin? I think you mentioned last week you wasn't crazy about. You don't want any more Goblins, right? You're done on the Goblins.
We've got enough Goblins. It's fine.
It's okay.
We don't need more.
Okay, who's your favorite Goblin?
My favorite Goblin is probably Kingsley Hobgoblin because he's sort of like Deathstroke to me. Deathstroke in the Marvel Universe.
Yes, I'm with you on that. I am a Hobgoblin fan. I think he's my favorite. He was because he stole the Goblin gear.
He's a mercenary.
Yeah.
He's less insane than the others. He's sort of, he has like more concrete motivations.
And yet most people don't know that in the cartoon he was also voiced by Mark Hamill himself.
Interesting.
Yes, if you go back and you watch Spider-Man cartoons and you listen to Hobgoblin, you got to hear the Joker. So, Goblin, Joker. Interesting. All right, our next book in our list is Punisher 219. This book is going for about $50 right now, and it's because of the Punisher War Machine. I think this is one of those spec books that at the end of the day is not, my personal opinion, I don't think it's going to lead us anywhere. What's your thoughts?
You mean it's not going to hold its value over the next year?
Well, here's the reason why it's on the list. It's on the list because people are thinking that John Berthal is going to show up in Armor Wars, and he himself is going to get a War Machine costume. That's the rumor mill. I don't think that's going to happen. My personal opinion is I don't see it happening. And what I'm seeing is people just going crazy for a book that may have potential. Now, if I'm wrong, then I'm happy if you got the book. But if I'm right,
yeah,
and I'm right, most of the time, I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think we're gonna see a Punisher War Machine. That's my take. I just think it's pure speculation. I don't see anything that proves that it's going to happen. Just people talking. Do you want to see John Berthal with armor, a War Machine outfit?
I mean, I'll see John Bernthal in anything. I'll see him in a pink.
Oh, you said it here. I'm just saying, what you see him in anything. Just saying, that's what you said.
That's cool.
All right, our next book here is a book that I did see it. I kind of passed it by, not because I wanted to, because I forgot it was there. I saw it quickly and I didn't even recognize it. And that's the Milestone 30th Anniversary Special, the Bill Sienkiewicz 1 in 25 variant. This book is going by way of almost $85 now in the aftermarket. It's a cool cover. It's hard to see it from the image that you see here, but I personally think it's cool. 30th anniversary issue. Milestone, man. Milestone was such a cool, I wish there was more Milestone, and it's a shame that it kind of like died and now it's coming back, but I'm happy that it's back. All right. Our next book here is Kaden the Last, Pad 1, issue 10. We talked a little bit about this book, right? So
yeah, we talked about it.
So, there's some books out there. You want to look for it, go ahead and look for it. So that's that book. Number 3, talking about Lazarus Planet. We mentioned it earlier. Revenge of the Gods 1, the Daniel St. Pierre foil 1 in 50 edition. It's very George Perez-like in his style. Cool cover. It's a foil. So you know how people love those foils, right? So go check that book out. Now, this book here, Catwoman 52. Personally speaking, I don't like it.
Okay.
I don't like her face.
Yeah, I was gonna mention the same thing when I saw this cover. Is that supposed to be Selena Kyle?
Is that supposed to be Selena Kyle as like a 17-year-old?
At any age, it doesn't look like her. And I saw this cover and then I was like, because there's multiple Catwomans. Mm-hmm. So I went to look at the other Catwoman 52 covers, and they're all Selena Kyle. So,
well, if you look at the costume, it's technically Selena Kyle. She has that thing where she allows her armpits to to breathe,
to aerate. Yeah. I mean, I still think it's very well done, and it's a great piece of art, even if it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with Selena Kyle.
I think it's because it's a WonderCon exclusive. So we had, WonderCon just finished. And that's probably the reason why this book is here. I don't think it's a good Catwoman. I've definitely seen some better Catwoman images. But it has to do with WonderCon. I don't think we'll see this next week. My personal opinion. No. Speaking of WonderCon exclusives, Mandalorian issue number 8, the Geist WonderCon exclusive. This was 800 copies. This book is demanding about $80 right now. What's your thoughts on this one?
I mean, guys, if you like reading a story, you already know what's going to happen. If you've seen the show, go for it. Knock yourself out. But
what do you think about the cover? In all fairness,
it's okay.
It's a nice cover.
I probably wouldn't get it even if it was $4, but
Wow, you heard it here. Josh is passing up a Mandalorian book. All right, that's the number 1 book for CBSI. Let's move over to Cover Price. All right, Cover Price has a couple of books here. We talked a little bit about Milestone 30th anniversary issue that's out there. Berserker, issue number 1. This is the Raphael Grandpa Grandpa, that's his name. Yeah, it's Grandpa. Interesting last name. Grandpa cover. That's demanding about 75, but there's a whole bunch of Berserker comics. I've picked up a Berserker comic, a foil Berserker comic for like pennies, it feels like. Um, Another book that everybody's going crazy for, but we haven't really heard much about, and that is Omega Men 3. I was looking through my collection, Josh, and I found an Omega Men 4.
Oh, so close.
I opened it up and I was like, okay, let me see if, let me just check, right? Because you figured, it's the second issue. Why not? No Lobo whatsoever. Nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
He was a one and done character when he first came out. All right. Another book that's on this list, Daredevil 183. This book, we talked about it last week. I was gonna say last year. And features Daredevil and Punisher as their first meeting together. X-Men 221. This is the first appearance of Mr. Sinister, as we talked about earlier. Last week we talked about this issue, Star Wars Dr. Aphra, issue 19, the Chris Sprouse version. It features the first cover appearance of Bo-Katan. Also, another book we talked about last week, Image 30th Anniversary Anthology, issue 8. This features the first story of, what's that? Oh my goodness, the name's escaping me. Something Tree. World Tree?
World Tree.
World Tree. So that's there. A book that just doesn't seem to go away from this list, but I can't seem to sell it at all. I can't sell this damn book, Josh. I don't know why. Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 5. They're saying now the graded books are coming in. So the book's graded. So the graded books are demanding $111. So another book that came out last week that's on this list here is No One. Did you get a chance to read No One?
I don't think so. I'm not even sure if it came in the mail. I gotta check on that.
Yeah, because I have a copy, but I haven't had a chance to read it yet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's in the list here. Apparently, there is a demand, and something fell. Oh, my pencils, great. And then finally, the number one book from Cover Price is Deceased: War of the Undead Gods, issue number 7. That is the Purple Rain homage. It is now demanding about $15. You could probably get it for like $10 or $15 on in eBay or something like that. So those are your books for this week. These are the books that are trending. Look, now you see that's how it changes. Now we go back to this one. See the difference? What's your thoughts? Anything stood out for you?
I mean, convention season is upon us. I think we're going to see a lot more convention exclusives clogging up these lists. Not clogging up because I mean they might be good. But yeah, I think that's my prediction for the coming months.
Right. And that is a perfect segue of what the next thing I want to talk about. It's convention season. Last week I went to Big Apple as well as King Kong this weekend. However, this weekend we have the re-conventions going on not within the tri-state area, but within the United States. So we have C2E2, MegaCon, and Mocha Art Fest, right? Each one is different from the other, right? So when we talk about cons, what do you know about these 3 specific cons, Josh? Do you know any differences between the 3?
Well, I'll start with the one I'm going to, which is Mocha. Mocha is like the indiest of indie conventions. There's no vendors, there's no major publishers. It's just independent creators. I think I saw like maybe Fantagraphics is going to be there. Mm-hmm. That's in New York. C2E2 is in Boston. That is.
I'll tell you right now, Common Journey. We kind of we'll explain a little bit about Mocha Fest. Go ahead.
Yeah. C2E2, that's in Boston, I believe.
No, it's going to be Chicago.
Chicago. Okay, I'm thinking of PAX East. Yes. C2E2 is in Chicago. That's going to be I would say more diverse, so more nerdy things beyond comics. And then the last one, MegaCon, is in Florida.
Yep.
Ton of exclusives, ton of creators, and it's in Florida.
All right, so let's talk about those last 2 first, right? Starting with C2E2. C2E2 is run by Reed Pop. Reed Pop is known for running New York Comic Con. So take what you know of New York Comic Con, and that's C2E2 in Chicago, right? It's Chicago's version of San Diego. It's Chicago's version of New York Comic Con, run by the guys who come up with New York Comic Con. So what you're going to see in C2E2 is really a mixture of everything, right? It's more of a pop culture convention than a comic book convention. Even it's called the Comic and Entertainment Expo, which is a better term than calling it Comic Con. I'll be honest, right? I would rather flip it and call it the Entertainment and Comic Expo because it's more about the entertainment part, right? So with that one, as I mentioned before, it is being run by the folks that are from Repop who run New York Comic Con. And just to tell you a little bit about the event and who's going to be in it, there are plenty of guests in this show, a lot of celebrities, a whole bunch of celebrities. You're going to have Chris Evans is going to be there, Tenoch Huerta, who was, you know who Tenoch is. I just realized, I just saw his face. I was like, oh yeah, it's Namor. Namor's going to be there. I didn't catch it because he didn't have his mustache. Namor, they're going to be doing autographs. And then you have, some other people. I'm not as familiar with these people. But you have Alt Baltazar, who's Tiny Titans. Arthur Adams is going to be in C2E2. Ashley Woods is going to be there. I'm trying to go list. I'm not going to say everybody. Brian Azzarello, who's famous for doing a lot. Batman the Dam, Faithless, Joker. You have him. He's going to be there. Who else is in this list? CB Cebulski, so Marvel Comics is going to be there. Christian Cage, those wrestling fans. So you have some wrestlers there. Cully Hamner, Dan Mora. Dan Mora is going to be in C2E2. So if you want to get a signature from Dan Mora, you got to go to C2E2. Daniel Warren Johnson, Do a Powerbomb. Many believe is the best book of last year. I'm with them on that in the sense that it was one of my favorite books that I read. So he's going to be there as well. And let me just see here quickly. And it's a good list of creatives from all different types of pop culture entertainment. So there are going to be exclusives in C2E2. In fact, that was the show that famously gave us Acetate Gate. Do you remember hearing the story about Acetate Gate, Josh? Clayton Crane and the book, the Ultimate Fallout reprint that was done illegally in some way. That came from C2E2. I'll tell you offline, man. It's a big deal. So that's what C2E2 was. They do offer exclusives, so there are going to be major exclusives in C2E2. The other convention that's going on is MegaCon. MegaCon Online. This is a fan expo convention. So they're pretty much the direct competition to Repop. So Fan Expo, most famously known for being the predecessor of Wizard World. So that's what they do. So they run a lot of conventions across the country, and they're going to do MegaCon over in Orlando, Florida. This one, I think, is going to be more... Again, it's like C2E2. It's like New York Comic Con. It's like San Diego. It's a pop culture world. So there's going to be a lot of people. But there is a little bit more of comics involved in MegaCon. So there's going to be a lot of exclusives coming out of MegaCon. And it's going to be crazy. Yeah, exactly. C2 ruined the reputation of all good acetates. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, Comic Journey, he knows what I'm talking about with Acetate Gate. It was called Acetate Gate. We're talking about soap operas and comics. And I'm not talking about a soap opera comics. I'm talking about real life drama that came from it. But what's really cool about MegaCon is the exclusives. I know some of our folks are going to be there. ComicXposure is going to be there. Fury Comics is going to be there. Lone Wolf is going out. They're going to go hang out over there. So if you definitely want to get comics and you want to focus in comics and like exclusive comics, variant comics, I guarantee you next week when we talk about the list, we're gonna see lists from MegaCon. I guarantee it. There's no doubt about this. There's a lot of books already in the running that's going to happen in that show. So If you're in Florida, go to MegaCon. I guarantee you it's going to be worth going to. I think the ticket price is pretty pricey. Actually, it's pretty pricey for both of them. But you could get a 4-day pass for $129, which is really not that bad. And a single day ticket starts at $28, right? I said starts for MegaCon. Over at C2E2, they do have tickets, and let me see here what they're going for. So C2E2 is actually more expensive, believe it or not. But the 3-day pass is less. So the 3-day pass is $107, while the single day passes start at $52.
All right.
It's weird, right? Right? The community loves drama. They need acid taking. What, dude? The same guy started both. Okay, so as you can see, Josh, acid take gate actually also has an artist stealing someone else's wife. All happened because throughout the whole thing. I'm telling you, it's a soap opera, man.
I'm not gonna lie, it's like the way the page, the line break wrote. I didn't finish the end of the sentence, so I assumed Comic Journey was saying stealing someone else's art, but he's actually saying
no,
someone's wife. Stolen. Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
Again, we'll talk about the days of our lives in comics. So now the other show that's happening here in New York is Mocha Fest. So for those of you who don't know what Mocha Art Fest is, it is an art festival. Mocha used to be the Museum of Comics and Cartoon Art. It was a gallery that was in Soho. They were purchased out by Society of Illustrators. And really the cool thing about this hashtag Printergate. The really cool thing about Mocha Art Festival is, as Josh said, it is a indie show. It is targeted towards indie creators and fans of indie creators. So you're not going to see vendors. Don't try to buy comic books in the traditional sense. You're not going to find them there. You're going to find indie comics. You're going to find up and coming cat people. All right. He's like, I meant stealing someone's wife. People steal. Yes. Thank you for correcting the Comic Journey. All right. So with Mocha Fest, it's just an independent comics and cartoon festival. It is a festival. It is 2 days of just enjoying art. Really, it's art, and it's not it's not your typical art. You're not going to find any Superman. There'll probably be like one guy, because last year there was like one guy who had like his posters of Deadpool and stuff like that. This is not the place for that. You're not going to see cosplayers there either. It's not a cosplay show. It is a place for a celebration of indie comics. So I do believe Colleen Dorian is going to be there. That is the biggest name of them all in that group. That's how to show you how it is. So as far as the featured guest goes, you got Maya Kobabe, Colleen Dorian, Barbara Brandon Croft, and then just a whole bunch of other indie creators. Guys, this is a place where someone like Dave Sim will show up in, or guys like that. So it's a cool show. It's not for comic investors, I'll say. It's more aligned for just people that just want to see different comics, Fantagraphics, as mentioned. So really cool show. I have a playlist in my channel from last year. If you want to know a little bit more about Mocha Fest, go to that playlist, watch the videos. They're really cool stuff. There's a lot of good stuff. I got I think 4 videos there of different creators, and I hope to see a whole bunch of more, because that's the show we're going to, Josh, right? You're going to it, I'm going to it.
We'll be there.
And it's gonna be, I had a blast last year, and I don't think this year's gonna be any different. So there you have it. Those are the shows going on. Josh, you ready to talk about what's coming out this week?
Yeah, let's talk about comics.
Let's talk about the polls for this week. All right, this week in comics, we got a lot of good comics coming out. I'm in the wrong slide, guys. Look at that. Let's start with Marvel, because we got to talk about this one character that's coming out, right? Marvel has 16 titles. Marvel's been having light weeks, man. What's going on, Josh?
It's like the primer. It's before the summer hits.
For
And then
summer
you're
hits,
going to be getting $30 a week.
$30 a week. All right, so let's go ahead and talk a little bit about these books that are coming out from Marvel Comics, starting with the #1 spec book of the month.
This is the key.
Jeff. This is the key of all keys, guys. It's Jeff. Josh, who is Jeff?
So first of all, what I should be able to do is just say Jeff is Jeff, and like that clearly
Jeff is
explains
Jeff.
it. But if you really want to know, Jeff is a character that has appeared in a Marvel Unlimited series, which is the digital comic app. So if you're subscribed to Marvel Unlimited, you might have read this already, or you can go read it out, check it out right now. But this is a one-shot collecting all of Jeff's stories.
But there is a new story in the book too.
And there's a new story. That's correct.
There's a new. It's an all ages book, of course. I think it's more geared towards children than all ages. So this is a kid's book, a kid's title. With actually, I think the artwork is really cool. It's cute. There is a hot variant though, which I'll talk about when we talk about our variants for the week. There is a hot variant for this book, but you know what? If I think we need more comics like this because kids need to read comics. I started my reading by reading comics, guys. And let's be honest, we can't, would you give a child a Something's Killing the Children comic? I know some of you would, but let's be honest. Should a kid be reading a book called Something's Killing the Children? Just saying.
Well, but Izzy, your first comic books were pretty violent, weren't they?
My first comic books were Marvel. My first comic was Spider-Man, Hulk. I wouldn't call them violent. They had the code on it. They weren't that violent.
Okay.
They were fun. Right. So, all right. Talking about books from the 80s, we're bringing back the Beyonder with Adventures Beyond #1. Sure, why not?
Yeah, if anyone's been reading All Out Avengers, which was a 5-issue miniseries, this sort of picks up where that left off. Mm-hmm. And if you're a Beyonder fan, this is your chance.
Is your chance to get? I think they're just warming us to Secret Wars, right? Because let's face it, Beyonder is part of the Secret Wars. I don't care what anybody says. I know they might try something different, but I have this hunch that we're gonna get some Beyonder.
Okay.
With Secret Wars. That's my hunch. I don't think Khan's gonna be the villain of Secret Wars. That's my personal opinion. That's my personal opinion on Secret Wars. I don't think Khan's gonna be the villain, especially right now. So Comic Journey, he's gonna pass on Jeff, man.
Oh, what? That's a mistake, sir, ma'am, whatever you are.
Sir, it's a sir. It's sir.
Okay.
All right. Our next book here is Venom Lethal Protector issue 2, right? The sequel to Lethal Protector that came out in the 90s. We talked about the 80s. Now we're talking about the 90s. Venom goodness. I personally am looking forward to this book. I'm looking forward to the variants that come with this book. I'm looking forward to getting a Todd McFarlane-like Venom. My Venom is the type of Venom that his tongue is not all over the place. I'm more happy with the smiley Venom, and that's how I like my Venom. What's your thoughts on Venom?
Yeah, I don't really get Venom. Like, I don't see the appeal. Like, he looks kind of gross and slimy. I don't know. I've never been a Venom guy.
Never been a Venom guy?
Nah.
Yeah. So I take it you're passing on. No, you're not passing on this book. It's on your list.
Is it?
Yes, it is, sir.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll double check.
Our next book is another book here. Everybody loves, and now we got another pass on Avengers Beyond as well. Hey, I think I'm gonna pass on Avengers Beyond. I'll be honest too.
Tough crowd.
Except for one title. There may be a variant I might pick up of Avengers Beyond. And look, he's also passing on Venom, man. That's 3 passes right there. All right. I think I know your answer, Comic Journey, on the next book that's coming up. Clobbering Time. Clobbering Time features a team up of the Hulk and the Thing. That's good. That should be fun. But The artwork's very interesting. We got Steven Scross, who I always loved his stuff from back then. So sure, why not? Right, that's coming out. So those are some #1 books that are coming out. There's still more #1s that are coming out for Marvel. Next #1 book is going to be X-Men Forgiven, which is a tie-in to Spider-Man Unforgiven. Did you get a chance to read Spider-Man Unforgiven? I didn't pick it up personally.
No, I skipped that one.
You skipped that one, so you're not interested in Spider-Man and the X-Men facing vampires?
Oh no, I'm good.
Spider-Man has one vampire in his life, right?
Yeah, it just sounds like a plot from the 2000s. Like, ooh, vampire. Like, what's next? Zombies? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. So we have here, Samuel says, how could you pass on Jeff's cute smile? You really want to see the poor fellow cry. And I'm too sensitive for chat. Jeff is adorable, man. He's Baby Shark come to life. The comic
Jeff is a
version.
natural born predator.
Right? Oh, natural born predator. Okay. Right. All right. Daredevil #9 comes out this week. Thor 32. That's a nice cover of Thor with facing, Doctor Doom. I might buy that just for that cover alone. I think it's a cool cover. Planet Hulk World Breaker issue #5 comes out this week. Not a lot of people really love this series. It hasn't met up to expectation, even though it's written by Greg Pat. Next book, Invincible Iron Man #4. I kind of want to see what's going on in this Iron Man. I love this cover right there. It feels a little bit like Winter Soldier. I'm not Winter Soldier. I'm Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That scene where Captain America kind of loses it. This book definitely leads us to that path. Like Tony's losing everything. Then you got Deadpool #5, which features, I believe it's Carnage. It's going to happen. Strange Academy, the finals issue #5. Yep, he's getting clobbering time. All right. Strange Academy finals #5, Sabretooth and the Exiles #5. And we have Betsy Braddock, Captain of Britain issue 2, and then our 3 Star Wars books. Star Wars Jabba's Palace issue #1, Star Wars The High Republic 7, and Star Wars High Republic The Blade #4. Talk to me about Jabba's Palace.
So this is a one-shot about Jabba's Palace. It has a new character in it. If you want a nice self-contained story about espionage in Jabba's Palace, this is the book for you.
Cool. And how's the High Republic books doing?
This one in the middle, everyone can skip it. It's fine. But please don't miss out on the last issue of the High Republic, The Blade. This is one of the best Star Wars books out there, and this is the last issue of this limited series.
Oh, so it ends with issue 4.
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. Great. All right, so those are your Marvel books. DC, 15 titles, man. Let's take a look at what DC has, starting with Doom Patrol, the unstoppable Doom Patrol. This features the first appearance of a new character called Beast Girl, because we have to get the female version of every character. What's your thoughts on Doom Patrol?
Doom Patrol is great. If anyone has not read any Doom Patrol, go get some Doom Patrol. They've got a whole TV show. Doom Patrol is amazing.
Yeah, not for kids though, right?
No, not for kids, for multiple reasons.
The comic book maybe though. I don't know. We'll see.
No, it's not.
You don't think the comic book is?
Even though I haven't read any Doom Patrol that they kids just wouldn't like it.
Kids wouldn't like it. All right, the original X-Men.
I mean, they're closer to the X-Men than what the X-Men now are to the.
Well, there is some word about Doom Patrol and X-Men, especially with the characters and how they were made and created. There is some history between the two. Our next book is a Black Label, definitely not for kids. A Black Label title. It is Waller versus Wildstorm. I'm interested in that one. I want to see Waller playing in the Wildstorm universe, even though it's not the Wildstorm universe anymore. But a character like Waller. Waller, to me, is one of the best characters. I love Waller. I love Amanda Waller. She is everything Nick Fury should be. If I was to put Nick Fury and Amanda Waller in a fight, Waller wins in less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, the modern Nick Fury, his plans only go so deep. You know what I mean?
No, she got plans on top of plans on top of those plans, and then those plans have plans.
Yeah, I would say like Nick Fury from like the late '90s, early 2000s would be a closer match, but current Nick Fury, no dice.
Well, you got to go ahead and read. Talking about old back issue books. Read the Fury. It was written by Garth Ennis. That's a really good Nick Fury book. Really good book. Go check that book out if you get a chance to pick it up. All right. Also coming out this week, Lazarus Planet, Revenge of the Gods, issue 2, Dark Knight of Steel, issue number 10. We have Detective Comics 1070, Action Comics 1053. Action Comics 1053 features a new character, or actually a team up. I think it's a new team that are coming out. That's another book that is going to be a key book to pick up. Action Comics has been a great book so far. So you got the first appearance of the Necro Hive. We'll see what that's all about. That's coming out this week. Harley Quinn issue 28 is out this week. Gotham City Year 1 issue 6. Then you have Blue Beetle Graduation Day, the penultimate issue. How do you like Blue Beetle Graduation Day?
It's good. It's got really dynamic art. It's all coming to a head. Things are building up. So looking forward to the last 2 issues.
Yeah, and now we got Batman involved in some way.
Yeah, and I mean the whole Justice League and some other characters are keeping an eye on what's going on. It's got the original Blue Beetle in it. So, hey, any DC universe where Ted Kord is not dead, I see that as an absolute win.
Awesome. All right, and then you got Stargirl: The Lost Children, issue 5. Jeff John Goodness, another penultimate issue that's coming out. People have been enjoying that title. A title that people I don't think have been enjoying has been Punchline: The Gotham Game.
Yeah, this is the last issue. I believe that's supposed to be issue number 6.
I think you're right. It's a typo, guys. These things happen.
So, but the Punchline is over for now. We'll see if she gets another book.
Yeah, and then our next book is Tim Drake Robin, issue number 7. There, Robin with flowers.
I mean, Robin with the pizza. Are we just saying Robin things now?
I'm just saying flower. He's holding flowers. That's all.
Right.
That's all I got. That's all I got. Robin's holding flowers, roses. That's it. That's what this book has become. All right. Finally, we got DC Ruby issue number 2, Batman Gotham Knights Glided City issue number 6, and the Sandman Universe: The Dead Boy Detectives issue number 4. Those are your DC books. Image Comics comes next. So Image has 6 titles. Not a lot of titles, but significant titles are coming out for Image. All right. And 2 in particular that I'm very interested in checking out is The Ambassador, coming from Mark Miller and Frank Quitely. So Frank Quitely, an artist that I am not crazy about. I love his attention to detail. I do. I really do. I think as far as talent goes, he's amazing. He's an amazing, talented artist. I'm not denying that. I just don't like the way his characters look. That's a personal preference, right? But I don't deny the fact that he's talented. He's amazing. So I'm going to pick it up. I'm hearing a lot of good things about this book, though. So The Ambassador's really cool book. It's a concept of there's 8 million people in the world, and 6 of them are being chosen for superpowers. How do you pick them? That's the question. So Millar is touching up on that subject. So I'm excited for that book. Guaranteed, I am going to pick that book up. What's your thoughts on The Ambassadors?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. I think it's the same recipe. It's Mark Miller. It's an A-tier artist. It's a high concept. Can't go wrong.
Exactly. A book that you might want to be interested in picking up is Indigo Children. This book has already been picked up for Amazon Prime, so I do suggest you pick this book up because it's good. It's a brand new ongoing series. Radiant Black meets Department of Truth. That's what they say here. So it's an action-packed sci-fi mystery epic. As a journalist, Donovan Price hunts down the extraordinary gifted Indigo children after their mysterious disappearance 15 years prior. That you got me sold on that one. I'm going to check that one out. Another book that's coming out this week, Local Man issue number 2. People like issue 1. So issue 2, I hope it's going to keep it up. You know? Also coming out this week, Bloodstained Teeth issue number 10, Philadelphia 29, and Love Sick issue 6, all for Image Comics. Let's go ahead into our indie books of the week. There's plenty of indie titles this week. I got to give it to them. You got Boom with 4, Scout has 3, IDW has 3, Dark Horse has 4, Vault has 3, and Dynamite has 4 titles. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about those titles that are coming up, starting with Boom. Over at Boom, you have Something's Killing the Children 30, The Approach issue 5, Once Upon a Time at the End of the World issue number 5, and of course, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 issue number 4. Then you have Scout Comics has Granite State Park. I am picking this baby up, right? I'm looking forward to Granite State Park, man. It sounds like a fun book. Let me just go ahead and tell you a little bit about this book here. Part of the reason why I'm picking it up is by writer Travis Gibb. He works with Band of Bards. He's writing this story. Zeke has gotten released from prison and is now living in a last place he ever wants to be, his dead parents' house. For years, he tried to drown out every ounce of memories of this place and his messed up childhood. Zeke is now forced to confront it and the revelation that his past is filled with occult, punk rock, dark magic, and it's connected to New Hampshire's most historic landmark, the Old Man on the Mountain. I got to check that out. Garden State Park, guys. That's coming out this week. Also new this week is Miracle Kingdom number 1 and Playthings issue number 5. What do you think about these titles? Any titles stand out for you?
Well, let's see if they actually hit the stands, but I don't mind checking any of these out.
I know what you mean. You always got to be worried about it, right? Miracle Kingdom is really about a guy who's just reading comic books. Michelangelo of scam artists. That's pretty much what it's going for. So that does sound like an interesting title. Playthings is one of those horror titles. I don't think I'm going to pick that up. Right? Over in IDW, Dungeons and Dragons, Saturday Morning Adventures. I got to give it to IDW, man. This is the right time, isn't it?
They nailed the timing.
They nailed the timing. Tell me, why did they nail the timing, Josh?
Well, there's a movie coming out. There's a whole live action Dungeons and Dragons movie coming out with Chris Pine and Michelle Rodriguez. I think that's her name.
Michelle Rodriguez. Highly praised movie.
Apparently, the critics so far, we'll see.
Couch in the slouching. What's up, man?
It's always, I just can't trust other people's opinions when it comes to movies these days. But it seems like Dungeons and Dragons is going to do well. And I've never seen the Saturday morning cartoon. Did you ever watch this cartoon?
So the Saturday morning cartoon came out in the 80s. I'm not gonna lie, I did not watch it. There are a loyal base for it. It was a CBS cartoon about it personally, but there is a fan base, and that's the reason why we have this comic book. So why not? You know what I mean? I know people, and I know some people have actually seen the movie. They had some limited release of it. So people already have seen this movie. So yeah, it didn't come out early this month. It's officially out this week. So the 3 comic nerds love the show, and I'm pretty sure you could probably catch episode 2 here on YouTube. They're roaming around there. So, and I'm sure they'll re-release it in some way, especially with this movie coming out. Also out this week, Dead Seas issue 4, Star Trek New Worlds, Illyriana Enigma. If I said it wrong, I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, it is very 80s. But it was pretty cool, though. Another book that's coming out for Dark Horse is Lady Baltimore, The Dreams of E. Kellos, #1. Interesting. Dragon Age, The Missing, #3. Hellboy in Love, #4. It's Only Teenage Wasteland, issue #4. Those are your Dark Horse titles. Then we have in Vault, Songs for the Dead Afterlife #1. Vault always has these interesting titles, right? This medieval design going on. Godfell, issue #2. And Heart Eyes, issue #5. All right. Over at Dynamite, you got Rocket Man and Rocket Girl, #1. Unbreakable Red Sonja. Vampirella, Year 1, issue #6. Barbarella, The Center Cannot Hold, issue #2. And look who's after Barbarella. It's Jeff. That's Jeff's cousin, Ted. All right, let's go off with some other titles here. They're coming out with Whatnot Publishing, Liquid Kill, issue #2, and The Exile, Wesley Snipes, The Exile. And over at Mad Cave, you have Don't Spit in the Wind and Talia in the Dark. That's actually a pretty cool cover with Don't Spit in the Wind. Okay. Zenscope has Myth and Legends, Black Knight, Fate of Legends, issue #1. Grim Fairy Tales, issue 7. And over at Band and Bards, we got Monsters in Midway, issue #1, and Vidya, issue 2. Band and Bards, they got some good books, man. They definitely have some good books. Go check them out. All right. Then we got some single issues coming out from other companies. Titans Comics has Camion Rider 01, issue 3. Frank Miller presents Ancient Enemies, issue #3. Rick and Morty, issue #3. Monster Tag Team #1 over at American Mythology. I'm interested just for the title alone. I want to see monsters in a ring, just tag teaming. So why not, right? Then you have Blood Moon Comics Stray Sheep, issue #2. This is a holdover. Will it come out? I don't know. So it's possible. Aftershock Bulls of Beacon Hill. Blaze Comics, Lovecraft Unknown Kadef, issue #7. Parker Girls, issue 6 from Abstract Studios. And those are the books of the week, guys. Go check them out. Can't guarantee if they're going to be there, guys. I'll be honest with you. So go check out the books. What do you think, Josh? A lot of good titles or what?
Call ahead to your local retailer to check if they have them.
Exactly. Or just go to a comic book shop like I normally do.
Show up. Just be like, hey, you got this book? Hey.
Hey, well, luckily for me, I'm a little spoiled, right? I get to go to a shop that normally carries a whole bunch of indie books. But I do have some really great news. I don't know if you heard the news, Josh. There is a new owner for Spider's Web over at Yonkers.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they just reopened. I got to go check it out, see how it is and stuff like that. So I'm happy to say that we have a new comic book shop opening. It's always great to hear that. So I'm happy for it, that the shop is not fully closed or became something else. So cool. Congratulations, you guys over at Spider's Web over in Yonkers, New York. So let's do our picks of the week. But before we do that, I just want to let everybody know the giveaway for today, right? Because I haven't seen anybody do anything, but we're gonna do a giveaway today. So let me present it for you guys so you guys can see it. I'm gonna give away. First of all, let's show the screen here. I'm gonna give away the Good Asian, a trade. All right, this is what I'm gonna give today to anyone who wins today. This is what you're gonna get. Now, I do have some other things that I want to give away, but those are going to be for the channel members. As for those of you who know, who may know already, I have this Jim Lee signed Batman, not just the Batman, but I also have this Wildcats thing. Both of them are signed by Jim Lee. That's for channel members. So if you're a channel member, you could win this Batman. Right? Also, if for channel members, I did an original sketch for you guys, and I'm gonna have to zoom in for this one, right? So let me zoom in for this one. And I did this Incredible Hulk. Look at that. Josh, what's your thoughts on this thing? You like it?
He's angry. Yeah.
Yeah, nice Red Hulk number 50. This is Red Hulk 50. So I'm giving this away, guys, but you got to be a channel member to get it. So channel members are going to be able to win the Jim Lee sketch, Jim Lee signed, as you can see right there. He signed it right there. Also signed to Jim Lee right there. So you're going to get both of these, and somebody's going to get this original Hulk sketch. That's part of the channel members. All right. If you are not a channel member, then what's stopping you guys? You start, all you have to do is join the Izzyverse and become a channel member. All right. So far, we got a few people that went ahead and put the cons. I got 7 people watching. So make sure you go ahead and put the cons. So we got that. We'll do the giveaway in a bit. I want to be able to see more people do it. So guys, let's do it. Let's make it happen. The cons. That's what today's hashtag is going to be. Let's talk a little bit about the books that are coming out. I'm going to stop the screen share here, and I'm going to do a new screen share. And it'll make more sense if I do a screen share using this button here. And we're going to do our picks of the week. So before we do that, you know how this works, Josh. All right, let's do this. Picks of the week. All right, we got our picks of the week, Josh. So what do you have in your list here? Let's zoom in so we can get a better view of these books. So it looks to me you got the Ambassador. You did pick Avengers Beyond, like I thought you did.
Yeah, right? Yeah. I mean, it might be good. It might be horrible. I think I'm getting the Scotty Young cover.
Yes, we'll talk about that cover too, right? Blue Beetle, of course. Daredevil number 9. Punchline, the Gotham Game. There's Star Wars, the High Republic. Oh, you also picked the Peach Mocha women's history, right?
Yeah, that's
awesome.
We're getting both of those.
And then you have 2 covers here of Unstoppable Doom Patrol. Talk to me about this Chris Burnham scratch off book.
All right, so Doom Patrol is doing a variant with a scratch off cover. The scratch off portion is the mirror in which Crazy Jane looks into, and whatever alternate personality is what's going to be looking back. So there's total of 5 possible scratch offs you can get. So collect them all, I guess. I don't know.
Gotta catch them all.
gotta catch all those personalities. Yeah.
So couching and sloshing, you're not a channel member just yet, man. So if you could become a channel member, just go in, hit join. I'm not going to do the giveaway for the channel members today, but I'm showing you what they are. Today's giveaway is going to be the Good Asian book. I'm going to do the channel giveaway sometime next week. So you do have time to sign up. Anybody who wants to sign up and win that Jim Lee signed book, the original art, that's how you do it. You join the Izzyverse. That's simple as that. All right. I see you also picked the other book. You picked the Nathan Zerdy. That's how you say it?
Zerdy.
And I see you are getting Jeff.
Of course.
You got to get Jeff, right? And Detective Comics 1070. Good picks. All right, let's see what I'm getting, right? So let's stop that share there. And I do things a little differently. I like to show off the variants that are coming out, right? So let's show off some of these variants. Now, you mentioned the Scotty Young variant. Yes, the Scotty Young Beyond. I think that is one of the coolest variants that you see, and it's hard to see it, but he does says something like you gotta wear this suit, something like that. The Clobbering Time, I think the Smallwood variant's a pretty cool variant, so I like that one. Strange Academy, the Jay Acevedo cover is a nice cover. It's a nice Scarlet Witch cover, and the Unstoppable Doom Patrol, the scratch off card. I don't care, it's a scratch off, so. It's like X-Force number 1 all over again. You know what I mean? Action Comics 1053, the Will Jack cover. This cover already has been pre-sold, right? So this is a book that is sold out already. It's already selling in the aftermarket, but it officially comes out this week, right? So, and there's 2 covers, and people are going crazy for this book. They love the Power Girl books, right? Then we have Blue Beetle issue number 5. The 1 in 5 Daniel Sampier cover is the one I like. I think it's a really cool cover. I've been loving the art of Pablo Villalobos. I've been loving it, man. His art style is beautiful. It has that Adam Hughes flair to it. If anybody's seen his Mary Jane Venom, it is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I do plan on picking that book up. The other two books that are in this list are Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Turtles, the TMT, the 1 in 50 Darabones cardstock variant. I think it's a cool little variant with the mask and then the different colors with it. And of course, how could you go wrong with the green White Ranger cover? That's coming out, paying homage to I can't remember, his name's escaping me. This guy, Frank.
Jason Todd.
Yeah. Lethal Protector, you got the Massey Shattered Comics. There's two versions. There's a gold variant. There's also a black one. So it's pretty much just redoing it as an homage to the original Lethal Protector. There goes another Nathan Zersey cardstock version of 1053. I personally think this is a better cover, to tell you the truth. All right. And the Dolby variant of It's Jeff. How could you not love that cover, guys? I got to zoom in for this baby. How could you not want this cover?
So I'll say all three of the covers for this book are actually really good.
Yeah. I think this is going to be in the top 10 list. You heard it. That's the true spec of the
Wow. Okay. All right.
I'm going to say this book is going to be in the top 10. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But I honestly believe this book is going to be in the top 10. That's my personal opinion. What do you guys think? You guys in the chat, you tell me, is this book going to be a top 10 book? Because I think it's going to be a top. It's going to be trendy. Someone's going to want to pick it up. Because I think this is an awesome cover with Namor. That's my personal opinion. You know what I mean? Awesome stuff. All right, guys, it is time for a giveaway. So before we do the giveaway, you know how this works. You got to put the hashtag cons, right? Hashtag the cons to be part of the giveaway. So let's get that giveaway ready, Josh. All right. So if you haven't done it already, you have to put hashtag the cons. What's up, Legion of Comics? Hashtag the cons. You're going to be entered to win the Good Asian Trade. This is a great book. You definitely want to pick this book up. It is fantastic. This is Eisner Award winning. You get the full story here. So you're not just going to get one book. You got to get the whole story here. Get this book. If you haven't got a chance, go read it. It's amazing crime noir story. So that's going to be the book of today. All you have to do is hashtag the cons. That's what you got to do. We'll do a drawing, but I want to see. We got 4 people watching right now. We got the thumbs up. People, I know, we're competing with another show. Would you believe that, Josh? I think we're competing with 2 other shows now. So some people are over there. Some people are stopping by over here. It's
the dog eat dog world.
I know, man. I was holding on. I'm holding on to Mondays at 6:30, Josh. We've been doing this for how long now? So go ahead, guys. Put in hashtag the cons, and we're gonna do this giveaway in a second. So I think we'll do it now, man. Since we're gonna keep it nice and simple, man. Let's do this because I don't want to stick around here all day, right? So let's go ahead and do this. Who's gonna win it? Congratulations, 3 good nerds. You guys win the Good Asian. I'll be sending this out to you guys. In order to reach out to me, just reach out to me over in IG. Send me a message so I can find out your information. But congratulations, guys. Congratulations on winning the Good Asian. I'll be sending this out to you, and I'll also be sending out some other stuff as well. But congratulations to the 3 good nerds. They got some great content, Josh. Really good stuff. They do a lot of training cards. So congratulations, guys. Woo! It's time, man. It's 8:05 right now. And I think it's time to call it a day, Josh. But before we call it a day, man, where can people find you tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow you're not going to find me anywhere because there is
Really?
no Whatnot show this week.
Oh no!
Sorry. Yes, it's a sad situation, but I will not be doing any live shows and Whatnot. You can still visit my store and purchase listings that exist all the time. You can find me at Whatnot/Josh Cabrera, but otherwise, you can go on Whatnot anyway. You can buy anything you want from other people.
Yeah, we're still giving you $15 credits, right? So you could either buy stuff from Josh's site or you could buy something from someone else's site. All you have to do is scan the QR code. You get $15 credit off your first purchase. You could use that $15 and never use it ever again. That doesn't matter to me. Or buy whatever you want. You can buy cards, comics, you name it, anything. Collectibles. That's what Whatnot's all about. Speaking of supplies, if you need supplies, you get 10% off using promo code Izzyverse with BCW supplies. There's a link in the description, but if you put Izzyverse on the promo code, you get 10% off. And our friends over at ComicXposure has also given us a 15% off promo code. All you have to do is do Izzyverse. And for those of you who like to get collectibles and exclusive books from Big Time Collectibles, we do have a 10% off promo code with Izzyverse 10. And I do have more plans coming up. Next week, BlackBox Comics is going to have some comics coming out. Dream Master, I had a nice little interview with Dimitri this weekend over at BlackBox Comic Books. He was mentioning a couple of books that are coming out. Really excited for some of the books. Dream Master, Ninja Gaiden, and he has a whole bunch of other books. And if you use promo code IV10, you could get 10% off with BlackBox Comics. Whew. It's a fun day, man. I'm gonna go watch my Monday Night Raw, man, Josh, because it's WrestleMania weekend as well. So, Josh, it was fun seeing you. I'll see you guys next week. I might see you earlier than next week. Congratulations to the winners. I'll make sure you send up your information to me so I can send it to you. Until next time, Excelsior.